Fire and blood.
Greetings, friends of the mysterious, and welcome to Dark Sayings Live Midnight Mystery Sessions Whispers from the Void. I'm Pete, your humble master of mysteries and antiquary of the arcane, here to guide you through the fog of history, where ancient secrets, cosmic encounters, and hidden truths linger just beyond reach. With our 32,000 strong community, Dark Sayings is your torchlight into the unknown, illuminating conspiracies, paranormal phenomenon, extraterrestrial enigmas, occult traditions, religious prophecies, and historical riddles with a blend of skepticism and wonder. Tonight, as the clock strikes midnight, we plunge into 5 haunting tales that will grip your soul. Feel the weight of Hermes Trismegistus' ancient wisdom. Shiver at Indrid Cold's eerie grin. Brace for the apocalyptic 3 days of darkness. Seek the mystical Chintamonte stone and descend into Death Valley's secret underground city. For the next 45 minutes, we will live these stories, followed by a 10-minute Q&A to hear your voices. So dim the lights, open your mind, and join the live chat. Subscribe, hit the bell, and step into the void with us. Let's unravel these whispers tonight. Before we get started, it'd be neglectful for me not to say hello to everybody in the live chat. First, I want to say hello to Miss Tina Tomazuski, our live chat moderator. Thank you so much, Tina, for your assistance with the stream. I want to say hi. Oh, look, we got Ginger Viking Jesus hanging out. How do you do? Jonathan, tuning on in. RR. Excuse me. Oh, fun with cards, comics, and culture. How's it going? Excuse me. Pardon me. A little bit. How do you do? We got, who else we got here? Mr. MH. How are you, everybody? Ginger with a super chat right off the bat. Thank you, Ginger. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. That just reminds me, there's something I neglected to do before I started that I have to go and fix right away. So if you just bear with me, I've got a few mouse clicks to make here just to get stuff all situated. There we go. We just need to save that. Okay. 1 second. And we're going to dive into the topics. I apologize here. We are a bit unprepared. I was very behind today, to be quite honest. Was not really accomplishing as much as I wanted to get done. So I've been playing catch up all day, to be absolutely honest. Been playing a little bit of catch up today. And, I'm just happy that we're together. And I was able to actually pull it off, So yes, glad to be here. Glad to be here tonight. And I'm almost finished what I had to fix. Okay, we are good. All right. Thank you so much. And back to Ginger Viking Jesus. Thank you very much for the super sticker. There's a muscular flower, I guess, flexing its bicep. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I'm going to give everybody a minute. I want to jump into the topic too quickly. My goal is to waste about 5 minutes of your time in the beginning. So let's see. Updates. Let's give you some updates. I have been posting regularly. Predominantly shorts. In the last 2 weeks, I did post 2 long-form videos that are not really super long, about 6 to 8 minutes, something like that, on 2 new topics. One was the Untersberg prophecies regarding a vision of a Babylonian goddess to a Templar knight in the city of Nineveh about 800 years ago. And the other was regarding the Orion Wars, a personal favorite story of mine that comes to us from the prism of Lyra, a book written by Lissa Royale and Keith Priest. Very Star Wars-y. It would make a fantastic series of films. Cat people versus lizard people in the constellation of Orion, early humanoid creatures. Very dramatic stuff, space opera kind of thing. Not too far off from some of the Scientology stuff at the end of the day. But I'm really fascinated with all that kind of thing. Anywho, that's kind of what we're aiming for. But let's, with no further ado, let's hop into the first topic tonight. As I mentioned, it was going to be Hermes Trismegistus. So we're going to dive on in. We're going to absorb the mystery. So topic number 1 here is the thrice great sage of secrets, Hermes Trismegistus. I want you to picture yourself in a candlelit chamber, okay? There are papyrus scrolls scattered across a stone table, and the air is heavy with incense. You are in ancient Egypt, where Hermes Trismegistus, a mythic fusion of Greek and Egyptian gods, whispers divine truths. He is a sage, a god, or a legend weaving esoteric wisdom. Let's step into his shadow, right? So you're standing in Alexandria's ancient library, the scent of aged parchment thick around you. Hermes Trismegistus, blending the Greek god Hermes with the Egyptian Thoth, is said to have penned the Corpus Hermeticum, a collection of mystical texts. He is hailed as the father of alchemy, astrology, and magic, his name meaning thrice great. Some call him the contemporary of Moses, others a divine intellect. His teachings promise immortality through wisdom, but no mortal trace of him exists. You're holding a scroll, feeling its weight. Could this be divine revelation? Now you're tracing the words of the emerald tablets, a cryptic text attributed to Hermes, its green stone glowing faintly. It speaks of as above, so below, uniting heaven and earth in alchemical secrets. Alchemists like Newton studied it obsessively, seeking the philosopher's stone. Some say it holds cosmic truths. Others call it a poetic metaphor. You're squinting at its riddles, wondering if it unlocks the universe's code. Is it divine or just ancient poetry? Now, you're in a Renaissance study where scholars like Marsilio Finzio translate Hermes' texts, sparking a revival of mysticism. His ideas will shape Gnosticism and Rosicrucianism, even modern occultism, whispering through the centuries. You'll find his influence in secret societies, their rituals veiled in mystery. Online forums still buzz with debate. Was he a real sage or a mythic archetype? You're caught in the fervor, chasing his legacy. Step into a modern library where historians question Hermes' existence. They argue he's a Hellenistic myth, his texts written by unknown authors centuries after Egypt's peak. No artifacts bear his name. And the corpus blends Platonic and Christian ideas, suggesting later origins. You're sifting through dusty tomes. Could this be a philosophical hoax or a vessel for timeless truth? The doubt lingers like smoke. You're back in that chamber. The candles flickering low. Was Hermes a man? A god? A symbol of human yearning for cosmic knowledge? Why do his teachings still captivate mystics? Could the emerald tablets hide practical secrets? Or is it all allegory? What does this myth reveal about our own quest for meaning? Now, let's share our thoughts in the live chat. Now, I know for those of you who are familiar with my work, I spent a little bit of time on the old Hermes Trismegistus back in the day. So I would like to take a poll whether or not you guys share my opinion regarding this fascinating figure from the dusty pages of history. And so for those of you who are aware of the work of Hermes Trismegistus, his foundational institution of what would become all of Hermeticism and alchemy for that matter, I wonder if you feel as I do. Was this a man lost to time, a figure so legendary that it's almost hard to believe he ever existed? Or is this just an amalgamation, a clever way to weave story together, to explain complex philosophical ideas in simple, bite-sized ways, easy for those to understand? So I'll put the poll to you. And the question will be regarding the thrice great Hermes. Was this figure a divine sage or just a clever fiction? The poll goes up now. Please take a moment and vote in the poll if you are so inclined. And I know there's probably some people lingering, maybe not engaging in the chat. That's quite all right. I will dip into the chat as we move along through the show here and there. I'm trying to keep it tight. So I apologize, folks. I got to juice my eyeballs every once in a while ever since they did that surgery. They get very dry. Okay, so please pardon me. It's an unfortunate thing. Anywho, vote in the poll, folks. Let's see what's working. Let's see what we're working with. I'm probably going to put those spectacles back on to see whatever the heck is going on in the chat. I'm just, fuzzy vision, man. Vaseline eyes. Yeah, so take an opportunity to vote in the poll. I'm very curious to see what you think. When I first really got into doing this research in a semi-professional way about 11 years ago now, it was actually 12 because I spent a year doing prep before I ever had the stones to do anything real with it, you know? And also I was working with a partner who I was waiting to move back to town so we could start making content, together. So we spent a lot of time doing research remotely, engaging each other in those ideas. Every once in a while, I come across one of my old legal pads from that time, and it was incredible the amount of note taking I was doing and research I was able to get done. But I mean, it was a different time in my life. Long story short, Hermes Trismegistus was one of the very first things I ever came across in this area of research that I was really unfamiliar with. And it even set me up down a path where I was doing a series called The Magicians, where I explored various figures from the earliest days of what we consider to be occultism, characters like the aforementioned Hermes Trismegistus, and even others like Apollonius of Tyana or Obsethus the Libyan, uh, Zosimos of Panopolis. There were so many interesting characters that are largely forgotten by the majority of people. And I mean, look, if you're not looking for this weird stuff, you're not going to find it. Nobody's going out of their way to dig it up and give it to you, but these secrets, they hold some kind of mystery for me that I can't let go of. All right, so let's check the poll out. Like I said, my eyes all gooed up. What can you do? What can you do? All right. Oh, maybe it'll stop feeling like there's sandpaper in it at the moment. Let me juice it one more time. Oh, yeah. Overload it. Swim it in that stuff. I'm sorry. No, this is not what you came here for. This is real, though, folks. This is real. If you went perfect, that's what the AI is for. Authenticity is the new currency in this world because you can fake anything now. All right. Let's check out the poll. Let's see where we're at. All right, we'll leave the poll up for one more minute. I know that we got more people here than we got votes, so I'm going to give you a few more seconds just in case you are curious about it and you're still on the fence. I'll check the chat real quick. All right, we got let me see, just a few more people coming in here. I'm going to say hi to Jonathan Rodriguez. Also, we got Rose Beach. How you doing, Rose? Nice to see you. We got else Bogus Hype tuning in. Good to see you, Bogus Hype. Been a minute. Jeff of the David clan. How are you? And Ginger Viking Jesus got a message for me here. Let me see. Thought the thrice great Hermes and I are tight. Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. That's true. Guru Augie says, I think he was a real person. Kind of reminds me of the Count of Saint Germain. A very good point there. Very good point regarding the Count of Saint Germain. I think that you are definitely onto something there. That absolutely makes sense to me regarding the Count of Saint Germain. I think they're similar kind of figures. They captivate the imagination. One with his immortality and his alchemical ability, and the other with his just antiquity. The extent of his reach throughout history after all these years to still be a figure that is referenced. I know there is a church somewhere. It's in the old world, somewhere in like I want to say Byzantium, some Byzantine church where there is an inlay. It's probably in Prague of a Hermes Trismegistus on the floor of the church in marble, and in St. Augustine's City of God, he refers to Hermes Trismegistus as well. So this is a really seminal character in the world of the occult. All right, so we're going to wrap up the poll now. Let's see the official results here. And the poll. Okay, let's see what we're all thinking. Divine Sage, we're clocking in at 70%, and Clever Fiction at 29%. So it looks like everybody we're of the opinion Hermes Trismegistus was the real deal, and I'm very happy to hear that. It's very endearing to know that so many of you feel the same way I do about these strange topics. Hermes Trismegistus, one of the solids, one of the greats of the weird, of the esoteric, of the occult, of the historical, of the ancient, of the mysterious, lost in the sands of time. That's great stuff. Really enjoyable. Okay. Appreciate the results in the poll. We're going to crank another one out here. We're going to just crank them out. We're just going to crank them. Give them the old crank. We're going to yank a story out, crank it away. Okay. I'm being immature tonight. All right. Moving into our next topic. This is one I wanted to revisit. I had done a video on this many years ago. And for those of you who are wondering where all these videos on my channel are, I privated hundreds of videos recently when I rebranded. And I just kind of wanted to start with a fresh slate. So I thought, let me revisit this topic with more know-how and more information than I had in the past and present it in my live stream. So here's one that's always been very curious to me regarding Indrid Cold, the grinning man from beyond. Now, all right, I want you to imagine you're driving on a lonely West Virginia road, and it's like 1966. It's cold, the air is still, And this figure steps into your headlights. It's tall, it's pale, and it's got this unnerving grin. This is Indrid Cold, the so-called grinning man. He's tied to UFOs and the Mothman. Is this an alien visitor or just an eerie prank? So let's go meet Indrid Cold in the dark. All right, you're gripping the steering wheel. You're Woodrow Derenberger, a salesman in 1966, when suddenly a saucer-shaped craft blocks your path on the road. A tall man, grinning ear to ear, approaches, speaking without moving his lips. Telepathy, he claims. He calls himself Indrid Cold, from a planet called Lanulos. Your heart races as he promises to return and then vanishes with the craft. Local papers explode with the story, but no trace remains. Was he even real? You're in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where Cold's sighting aligns with Mothman's reign of terror. Witnesses report other grinning men, their smiles unnerving, often near UFO sightings. Some say Cold warned of disasters like the Silver Bridge collapse. You're walking these foggy streets, hearing whispers of cosmic messengers. Online, UFO buffs link him to extraterrestrial monitors. Is he connected to something larger? Now you're a researcher. You're poring over Derenberger's tale. Psychologists suggest he's hallucinating under stress. His story is amplified by the Mothman hysteria, but there's no physical evidence, no craft, no tracks, and nothing supports the encounter. Similar Men in Black tales hint at folklore, not aliens. You're questioning, was Cold a figment of fear or something beyond our grasp? Let's step into a modern bookstore where Indrid Cold's story fuels UFO lore and horror fiction. His grinning face inspired in comics and podcasts, even the Mothman Prophecies film. You're scrolling forums where thousands debate his alien origins versus human trickery. Point Pleasant's Mothman Festival nods to him, drawing curious crowds. Let's drop another poll in here, okay? Mothman, what do you think? Extraterrestrial or earthly illusion? All right, let's set this up real quick. We're going to bang out another poll real quick. Just going to give you the two options here, see what you guys think. I like to know where everybody's at. This gives me an idea where going forward, you want to see this content go. So I appreciate those of you who engage in these polls. It really does give me good feedback here to know what the heck is going on, right? All right, poll going up. Here we go. One click there, and one more to go. We're going to do another clickaroo here, and another click there. Now, like I said, I was behind the 8-ball today, trying to get this. I was trying to get a short up in this video done, but just time kept getting away from me. So I did not have a chance to do a lot of promotion for tonight's stream. I do apologize for that. Here's the poll going up. So yeah, if you could do me a favor, and after this show is over, feel free to share it out because I didn't have a chance to do that over the last 12 hours, and I'd kind of like people to get their eyes on it. This is going to be a pretty good one with some solid info regarding some really interesting topics. So if you know somebody who would really be interested in this, don't hesitate to shoot them a message with a link. Thank you. My throat is so dry, but oh no, someone left this ice cold Modelo on my desk. So irresponsible. Okay. I don't know why I keep taking his glasses off when I need to look at the dang poll. God, I'm losing it. Absolutely losing it. I gotta tell you a story, folks. Recently, I came into possession of a little bit of cannabis, as I am in a legal state, and I was out in the old backyard in the evening, just a little toke, a little bit of toke there, toking away. And I'll tell you, this stuff hit me so good. I was looking for cookie elves in a tree. You know what I'm saying? All right. Moving right along. Let's see where we're at with the poll. Pop the old peepers back on, see what time we're at. I think we're making good time tonight. Definitely making good time tonight. So as I check the preliminary results of the poll, it looks like we're pretty split down the middle currently. There is some debate on whether or not Injured Cold was an illusion, perhaps a hoax even, and whether or not he was a real extraterrestrial. Guru Augie, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Ginger says, I'd love to meet Gilgamesh. I have a Gilgamesh statue up there behind me on the wall on the other side of that. You see the one up there with the two figures and the stone relief in the middle, and then there's the Aztec snake, and then to the other side of that is my Gilgamesh statue. Yeah, these are all weirdo statues. I got Hermes over there, Thoth and Osiris up there with the Ishtar, and then the Aztec snake. A couple of those paintings are from J. Augustus Knapp. He was the artist who did the Rider-Waite tarot. I'm sorry, the Knapp Hall tarot deck. Manly P. Hall did a tarot deck with him, and his art is just fantastic. I think that painting crooked, but hey, try not to pay attention to that. Of course, we got a crucifix and the Dark Sayings logo there, illuminated in glorious pink. Okay, we're going to give that poll one more minute, and then we'll check it out. Like I said, I appreciate you all tuning in. I have been uploading a short every day, trying to get one longer format video up once a week, at least, something a little more well-researched and fleshed out. I did the Untersberg prophecy recently. That was also followed up by the Orion Wars. I've got a couple more that I've already recorded for next week. I'm looking forward to getting them edited tomorrow, just getting ahead of the game. I have a couple more shorts recorded as well, so I am ahead of schedule. I'm ahead of schedule as far as the content being recorded, not so much with the editing yet. But we're on track. We're on track to keep getting the content out. I mean, I think I posted every day now for a couple weeks, so I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest. Numbers are looking good. We're getting a lot of eyes on it. Still bleeding subscribers like crazy. Don't know what that's about, but that's not where I'm at. I'm just trying to get some views on this stuff, trying to get the message out there about the fascinating world we live in and the rich tapestry of legend and lore to explore. So, again, thanks for being here. All right, the poll looks like we're going to wrap it up here. 3 minutes in. Preliminary results of before I close it. Well, I guess secondary results, because we did the preliminary, would be extraterrestrials edging out the earthly illusion by a margin, pretty good margin here. So I'm going to officially end the poll. We'll see what the final results are. Guru Augie, I'm loving the shorts. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, the shorts are great because I can do topics that don't necessarily have enough information to go into like a long format video. And over the years, I've made a list of about 500 topics that fit that bill. And I was always like, how am I ever going to make a video about something this short? Like, how will I conceptualize these ideas and tell this history in a succinct manner that is conducive to watching? I mean, we didn't have shorts back then. So I'm so thankful I found the file containing those 500 topics. And, you know, hey, I'm looking at like I almost got a year and a half worth of stuff that I can smash out on the internet through these shorts. You know, optimally, I'd love to go to multiple ones a day because I film them in bulk. You know, I just I get my scripts together, I film them all in bulk, and then we're good to go. But yeah, pretty good stuff. All right, so the poll closed, and it looks like the extraterrestrials did win out. That is 53-46. So we believe Injured Cold was an alien. Thank you very much for participating in the poll. What's Ginger say here? I'm going to switch to a different view, Ginger. I can't see what you're saying. Let that fuse burn, bud. It'll pop eventually. Okay, thank you. I can't see so good, so that's what happens. Being that I can't see so good, let's get back into it. Blind man's bluff over here. I feel like Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo, you know? That guy who was always fumbling around because he couldn't see where he was going. All right, next topic up, the 3 days of darkness. All right, this is a prophecy of doom. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine a world plunged into shadow. No sun, no stars, just 3 days of suffocating darkness. This Catholic prophecy, whispered through the centuries, warns of divine judgment. Is it spiritual warning or just mythic fear? Let's feel the weight of this apocalyptic vision. You're in a quiet chapel, candles flickering as mystics like Padre Pio foretold the 3 days of darkness. A divine purge of sin. Texts say demons will roam and only blessed candles will burn. The prophecy, rooted in 19th century visions, predicts global chaos before renewal. You're clutching a rosary. hearing tales of sealed doors and divine wrath. Is this God's judgment? One moment, please. One moment. Let me interrupt all this. Just a second, please. Just a hot minute. All right, back. Okay. Just want to make sure everything was all right out there. Okay. Where were we? Sorry to break the immersion, everybody. Hate doing that. Really ruins everything when I got to stop like that. Sorry about that stuff. Let's see. Where were we? We're talking about God's judgment, I believe. So, okay. If I recall correctly, next time we were, oh my God, my eye again. This is just a series of unfortunate events. All right. So you're going through some ancient texts, I guess, and you're finding echoes in like Exodus's plagues of darkness and Revelation's end times. Catholic seers like Anna Maria Taiji, she saw visions of blackened skies and their words spreading through pamphlets. You're in a 19th century village, okay, and whispers of the apocalypse are in the air. Some say it's symbolic, others literal. The page trembles in your hand, and what's coming, right? So there's modern echoes of this, however. So even these days, you're online. Forums and videos are buzzing with preppers stocking blessed beeswax candles for the prophecy's eventual culmination. Some tie it to solar flares or even climate collapse. Others to a spiritual cleansing. Recent posts amplify these fears of global unrest, seeing signs in natural disasters. You're reading with your heart racing. Could this be near? The prophecy grip on the believers is unshaken. When you step into a scientist's lab now, where the prophecy faces harsh scrutiny, no geological or astronomical evidence supports a global blackout. Psychologists say apocalyptic fears reflect societal stress, not divine plans. You're weighing the visions, symbolic warnings, or vivid imaginations. Critics call it a recycled myth, yet it's pulling doors. What's the truth? You're in a darkened room. The prophecy weighs heavy. Why does this vision persist across the centuries? Could it be a metaphor for inner turmoil or a literal warning? What fuels our fascination with this apocalyptic tale? Are we preparing for doom or seeking hope? What are your thoughts? Let's go to a little chat. We're going to skip the poll on this one. We're just going to talk this one out, which I always like to do whatever the third topic is. I don't want to get too repetitive. So yeah, let's get in the chat and see what's what. See where we're at. Where are my spectacles so I can actually see what you guys are typing? You know, where are my spectacles when I need them? Okay, here we go. Now I think I can see what's happening here. Maybe I should can I bump up this thing and make it bigger? Yeah, I think I can do that, right? Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, wow, look at that. I can see things much better. And a lot of that empty space is not being used, so why the heck not? Jonathan, didn't the 3 days of darkness already happen, but it was 3 hours at night? No. Sometimes you'll see this like idea where like I've seen these videos over the years where it's like NASA warns of 15 days of darkness. This is like people just twisting the 3 days of darkness thing to fit like a conspiratorial thing. LaSuite, I worked with a dude from the Philippines. He would remove his glasses every time he couldn't see or needed to talk off camera for dramatic effect. Well, it does work. There's I don't know if you guys are familiar with Joshua P. Warren. He was a pretty regular guest on George Norrie's Coast to Coast AM. And you've probably seen him on several of these. He's buddies with Zach Baggins and those Ghost Hunter guys, but he's like a jack of all trades. He sells like magic wands and like wishing machines on his website. Yes, wishing machines. And he used to be on the show. I only know about this thanks to the unbelievable podcast. It's now defunct, but it was a great show. Brian Frangie, Phoebe Tyers, Sebastian Canelli. Look up those names. One's on sitcoms, one's on a podcast, and the other writes for Netflix. So they used to do this show, and they did a whole episode about that. The Joshua P. Warren TV series was called Paranormal Paparazzi. And there is a moment where Joshua P. Warren takes his glasses off for dramatic effect, much like you're talking about last week. And when he does so, it is audible. You hear those glasses come off. This is an audio podcast. You can hear these glasses come off before he says his dramatic line. He also talks like a WWE guy through the whole thing, and nobody else is talking like that. So it's pretty wild. Joshua P. Warren. All right. What's Guru Augie says, as someone who grew up in the Catholic faith, I believe this will happen, but that's okay. I got my needs and my beeswax candle. I think maybe you meant beads. I think you meant your beads, right? Or your needs. Well, you probably got your beads too. You were raised Catholic. Yeah, I know how that goes, man. You got to rattle them beads, as Dr. Taylor Marshall says. And if you are looking for some great Catholic content, I recommend Dr. Taylor Marshall, Father Chad Rippiger, that black Catholic chick. Of course, there's like Trent Horn does a good show. And then Akins does he does like a paranormal show now from a Catholic perspective, and like it's really good stuff, chupacabras and all that good stuff. Some of it's like the fun stuff, and some of it's like more theological, but it's enjoyable. Definitely enjoyable. Okay, so where are we at? We're about halfway through the show now, which is about where we're supposed to be. Exactly, we're making good pace. Oh, Tina, historical. Yeah, that was the word I used to use all the time. Historical. It's that combination of the mystical mysteries and history all wrapped up in a friggin' one. Jonathan, I still get his emails. Oh, Joshua P. Warren's emails? Really? I once got an email from what's his name? That guy who used to do all that stuff with David Wilcox. Corey Good emailed me once. He was curious about my Antarctica research. So yeah, I spoke to Corey Good once via email. It was just like completely unsolicited out of nowhere. Jason Ingram, how you doing? Jason Ingram, how are you? As a man who worships the ancient Greek gods, this one makes me go, huh? It's dark and foreboding, but I just don't see it. Lady Nix can't be that mad to wrap the earth in darkness for 3 days. Well, again, it is a Catholic prophecy, so I don't know if it transfers, Jason. I don't know if it transfers. Tina says, oh my God, David Wilcox. Yeah, like those guys were all about those like blue bird alien people. They were really into that stuff. They were doing the Antarctica thing pretty hard too. What that noise? Oh, it's a cat eating food behind me. Okay. Wait, what's going on here? John aside, David Wilcox blocked me because I said he would look cool with a mustache and be more believable too. He blocked you for that? That seems like such a small thing to block somebody over. Like, just grow the mustache, dude. What are you scared? Maybe he can't grow the mustache. Maybe he can't. Maybe he sold his mustache powers for alien powers. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, okay. Any chance you do an Antarctica update video? LaSuite, I'm glad you asked that. You can confer with Tina. She will confirm for you that I mentioned as far back as 2 weeks ago that I was working on a long form Antarctica video, something I was shooting for about 20 to 30 minutes long, encapsulating everything that happened in the last, I'd say, 10 years. Oh my God, get out of here, you stupid animals. I hate these cats so much. Anybody want a cat? Anybody want a cat? So yeah, where was I? What the hell was I talking about before these damn animals got to bother me? I just can't even recall at this point. Does anyone want 2 dogs? Get out of here, cat. I'm sorry, the Antarctica thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, last week. Yeah. So I've got a script. It's long, so I haven't had a chance to film it. I was gonna break it up into chunks and film it in like pieces, so it'd be a little easier to get through. Then there's like B-roll and there's some other stuff I want to put in to spice it up. Pardon me for the yawning. It's been a long. I've been up since like 4:30 in the friggin' morning. You know, I take these micro naps throughout the day where I sleep for like 4 minutes at a time, and then I wake up wondering where the hell I am and what's going on. Sunlight of Astoria. Oh, it's Astoria. I'm sorry. I thought I saw an I in there. I'm so used to seeing Astoria because of New York, you know. Long time no see, Pete. You're still the man. Well, thank you so much, Sunlight. That's really kind of you. It's good to see you as well. Glad to see you here. Tuning on in. Mr. Mackey. I recall you once got a call from a mystery man telling you to lay off Antarctica, I believe. You are absolutely right, Mr. Mackey. That absolutely happened to me. And I was going to, you know what? I can't find those emails where the person originally contacted me. I don't remember if they were comments on YouTube or they were DMs on Twitter at the time or they were emails. I'm going to look again because I thought somebody was reaching out to me to be a podcast guest. And, you know, I gave him a call because they gave me a number to call. It turned out to be the Marshall Islands. I don't know who the hell's running podcasts on the Marshall Islands, but I know that it was not copacetic, right? So the conversation was like pretty normal at first. They were asking questions about Antarctica and stuff like that. And then it was like, yo, maybe you're being a little too accurate, buddy. Maybe you should not do this topic anymore. And that was pretty much that, dude. I got chills just thinking about it. I visibly have the goosebumps, goose flesh, goosebumps. You know, yeah, but it was very creepy. It was very creepy, and I was kind of new at this at the time. I'd only been doing it for like 2 years, and yeah, it was weird. It was definitely weird. Like I don't know why. Even if somebody was messing with me, so like the whole situation was strange because I did like my first Antarctica video, and it was just like I was just doing one about the Buzz Aldrin thing when that happened, when he was like down in Antarctica and then he got sick and they had to medevac him out. And apparently he tweeted, "Oh, there's a pyramid down here and it's evil. It'll kill us all," or whatever he said. And then I did a video about that. And then I started getting emails from this person who claimed they had information and they were feeding me like rich narratives full of all kinds of story to uncover. And then like while this was all going on, the Ark of Gabriel stuff started happening with the crane incident in Mecca where those people got killed by the crane falling. And it's just led down a rabbit hole of like various stories that were tertiary to the main topic. But yeah, the Antarctica lore is very rich. And it's not like it's subsided at all. There's a great book series, and I started reading the work. It's written by an Argentine author who goes by the name Nas Confundum. And he wrote a series about the ice wall. It's like called The Navigator Across the Ice Wall. I know there's a YouTuber out there who does a lot of that content. And I don't know how I came across it. It was like a Twitter post I came across. And then I found a Discord and a series of videos that really turned me on to the idea of this much larger Earth than we're made aware of, and the various continents beyond the ice wall. Now, it's not a flat Earth. It's just bigger than they say it is, you know. And there is a wall of ice that keeps our world distinctly separate from the other continents on the world. And it pretty much encapsulates every weirdo thing that you can imagine. Like the leprechauns are on the other side, the duende. They got like hallucinogenic islands and Leviathan whales that are armored to patrol the seas. You know, it's pretty crazy stuff. It's fun though, like because they really like Lemuria's over there and Mu, and the planet X is actually a continent over there. You know, all that stuff. Anunnaki are floating around, so it's good stuff. It's good stuff if you're into that. What is Antarctica they don't want us to know? Strange creatures, mysterious structures, or the land beyond? I would like to know. I agree with you, Guru Og. It's a fascinating topic. Oh, yeah, Tina's talking about the contact. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, the contact and the warning could have come from the same person. You know, like it could have all been somebody playing a game with me. But like, if it was the case, they both stopped very abruptly and not necessarily at the same time. You know, like I was getting the Antarctica stuff from the contact, and then I got a warning, and then like both stopped, and I never heard from anybody ever again. And then like 2015 came along, and the political landscape changed, and then the cultural landscape was all pearl clutching and stuff. So, you know, I was minding my P's and Q's for a long time because the way the winds were blowing. So many channels got washed out. I mean, they took down a lot of my videos. They demonetized a lot of my stuff. I deleted some other stuff to not have to deal with the consequences of the changing rules at all times. So, yeah, it was not the best time to be on YouTube. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back into the next topic because I didn't realize I was just wasting your time at this point. Sorry, everybody. So we're going to move on to topic number 4, rather. We're on topic number 4. Topic number 4. Edward Sosa, what's up? How you doing, Edward? Jeff and David Clint. Armored whales. It sounds both scary and really cool. Yeah, the Leviathan. They patrol the seaways between the ice wall gates. The Leviathan Gate. Specifically, look up the Leviathan Gate. That's what got me down the rabbit hole to begin with. All right, topic 4. The Chintamani Stone. A cosmic jewel or a mythic dream. Now envision a Himalayan monastery. Mist curling around ancient walls where monks guard the Chintamani Stone. A gem said to grant wishes with a link to the stars. Is this a cosmic artifact or a spiritual legend? Let's chase its radiant mystery. You're trekking the icy Himalayan peaks, where legends say the Chintamani Stone fell from the star system Sirius, carried by a cosmic bird. Buddhist texts call it a wish-fulfilling gem, tied to Shambhala's hidden realm. You're standing before monks, their eyes hinting at secrets. Some say it's a meteorite, others a divine gift. Its glow seems to pulse in your mind. You're in a theosophical library where Helena Blavatsky links the stone to ancient wisdom. It's said to amplify spiritual power, guiding seekers to enlightenment. Nicholas Roerich, an artist explorer, claimed to have seen it in the 1920s, describing a radiant orb, and you're tracing his journals. Feeling the stone's pull isn't more than a myth. Now you're online, where occultists share tales of the stone's hidden location, Tibet, Mongolia, or beyond. Some claim it's guarded by secret societies. Others say it's extraterrestrial tech. Posts swirl with stories of its power to heal or control. You're scrolling, caught in the mystery. Where is this gem now? Step into the geologist's study, where the stone is dismissed as folklore. No meteorites match that description, and Roerich's account lacks proof. You're examining Buddhist texts. Symbolic, not literal, say scholars. The stone's allure feels like a spiritual allegory. Yet the story captivates. You're left questioning, is it reality? You're back in the monastery, the stone's legend glowing in your mind. Why does it inspire such devotion? Could it be a real artifact or a symbol of hope? What does the cosmic origin suggest about our beliefs? Where might it be hidden? All right, so what do you guys think, huh? What do you guys think? Where is the Chintamani Stone? You know, when I first came across the story of the Chintamani Stone, it was quite a while back. It actually, later on, I found out there was a video game that references it that was released not too long ago. Oh, TDC member for 25 months. Look at me. Look at me. I rock. Well, that's awesome, Tina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a 25-month member of this channel. And if you're interested, you can get a channel membership too. I don't even remember how much they are. It's been such a long time. I don't think they're very expensive. I of course, I'm a YouTuber, so I got all that Patreon, Teespring, Discord. Follow me here, DM me there. These nuts me where, you know, that kind of stuff all over the place. I predominantly use Instagram and Twitter for social media. And, you know, I post videos on YouTube and I simulcast the stream, triplecast the stream, I guess, to here on YouTube, there on Twitter and on Instagram as well. So, yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. I'm happy with it. So, yeah, this Nicholas Roerich is a really interesting character. I did a video specifically on him once. There's a painting where he's supposedly holding the Chintamani Stone, but it's really up for interpretation. He was an ambassador. Like he was. There's pictures of him at the White House, like trying to institute a peace movement in general. Like he was. It was crazy to me. He's largely forgotten by history because like he was a very interesting character. I mean, his reach was long. In high school, we made a game of trying to get the teachers off topic and down a rabbit hole. My bad. I understand that. Yeah, I understand how that goes. But yeah, okay. Let's see, what time are we at? We got 15 minutes left, and we're on the last topic. So I think we're good. We're good. We'll get through this. We got 10 minutes to talk, and then we'll wrap it all up. Perfect. All right, topic number 5, everybody. This is a good one. I made a video about this one way back in the day as well. And pretty succinct. We can get through this one very quickly. It's about Death Valley and the secret underground city. So I want you to picture yourself in Death Valley. There's scorching sands where the whispers tell of ancient, hidden, underground cities beneath the dunes. Is it an ancient refuge, an alien base, or a pure desert myth? Let's descend into the Earth's secrets. So you're wandering Death Valley's brutal heat. The ground is shimmering. Local Paiute legends speak of a subterranean city, accessed via caves, built by ancient beings. Prospectors in the 1800s claimed glimpses of glowing tunnels. You're at a cave mouth. The air cool and strange. Some say it's an alien outpost. Others a lost civilization. But what lies below? You're reading old journals where miners describe vast underground chambers lit by an eerie light. A 1940s prospector claimed to find a city with mummies and artifacts. It's G. Kincaid. No, it's not Gene Kincaid, but very similar. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, but vanished before proving it. So you're holding a faded map. Its lines leading nowhere. Online tales link it to hollow earth theories, fueling intrigue. The desert keeps its secrets. Now you're on the conspiracy forums where posts claim the city hides advanced alien tech, maybe human tech. Some say military bases like Area 51 connect to it via tunnels. Satellite images show nothing, yet explorers share stories of strange vibrations underground. You're digging through the post, heart pounding. Is there something really down there? Step into the geologist tent, where experts dismiss the city as a myth. Death Valley geology, fault lines, not caverns, offer no support. The mummies might be a natural formation, say archaeologists. You're sifting sand, folklore, a fact. Paiute tales likely reflect spiritual beliefs, not reality. Yet the story persists, whispering in the wind. You're back at the caves. The darkness is calling. Could an ancient city hide beneath Death Valley? Is it alien, human, or symbolic? Pardon me. A little tickle. Why do these tales endure? They outlast the desert silence. And why does our search for hidden worlds reveal more questions? All right, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this one? Guru Augie, we had a comment from you. Let me see here. I'm going to flip over this so I can see what you're actually saying here because I can't see nothing. Oh, man, why is that so small? We're going to go over this one? No? All right, we'll check that out. Okay, we're cooking with a little more gas here. I bet we can make it bigger. Guru Augie says, the stone is guarded by Shambhala guards, but my first knowledge of the stone is where my friend went to India and encountered the stone at a temple where you do put a coin to make a wish. Do you think it's the real stone? I don't know if it's the real stone. That's like saying, oh, look, the Spear of Destiny is just sitting in a museum. I don't believe that's the case either. You know? Edward Sosa, Moonful, don't go out tonight. Crazies are out. Hey, the freaks come out at night. Ginger, thanks so much for the $5 super chat. Ginger says the Chintamani stone is in my antediluvian relics room, as well as a handful of huge scrolls, a crystal skull, and weird metallic finger. Yeah, well, hey, it takes different strokes. Different strokes for different pokes, you know? That's what I'm saying. Thank you again, Ginger Vikings user for the $5 super chat. Very kind of you. So listen, let's look at me, I rock. Okay. Let's do the next 10 minutes. You know, actually, I'm not even gonna do the extra 10 minutes. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm not gonna do it because I'm running out of gas, to be absolutely honest. I'm just very happy we got to show up and done. You know, I got through all my topics tonight. I hope you enjoyed them. We did Chintamani Stone. We had Hermes Trismegistus. You know, before I forget, we had oh god. I want you to check out the shorts I made. I've been making shorts every day. Just check them out. See if you like them. I mean, they're bite sized. You can share them. They're really like a minute long. And look at my 2 most recent videos. I appreciate that. Thank you. Just wanted to self promote for that moment there. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up a little early tonight, maybe 10 minutes early here. Just kind of ready to pack it in. I also got other videos to edit and post. Even that's got to be done. So, anyway, yeah, let's take a few questions before we get out. I like them shorts, says John side. Thank you. Tina says you're looking a little tired. That's absolutely the case. I am actually a little tired. So I'm ready to just kind of hang it up for the night. Sorry for ducking out a little early. I hope you all understand. I appreciate each and every one of you be here. I want to say thank you to Ginger Viking Jesus. And I want to say thank you to oh goodness. Jeff of the David Clan. Thank you. Just showing some love. Thank you, Jeff. That's very kind of you. I really do appreciate it. So yeah. So without further ado, thank you to Ginger Viking Jesus, Jeff, and Tina for being a member of the community for 25 months now. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate your time, your energy, your contributions to this community. I hope you enjoyed these topics tonight. If you want to see me do any topic you might be interested in, don't hesitate to shoot me a DM. Use either Instagram or X. Just let me know what's up. We'll take a look and see what we can do. All right. I want to thank you all for being here again. Have a great evening. Appreciate you all. I think that's probably it. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my shorts that are floating around in the ether now, and got them long format videos coming soon too. So, with that all said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This has been Dark Sayings. I'm Pete, and until next time, see you in the shadows.